6th of March 2023. This isn't financial advice, but this will probably be a slightly longer video, so a bit to go through. Okay, the first one is, let's get the bad news over and done with, is Vornado. Jim Chanos has come out sort of shorting it. I bought it, the options back here, and yeah, it's been a bit of a stinker so far. I think I even said 1 or 2 videos ago that maybe I'm a bit early here, and it's definitely proven to be the case. So the 50 days sort of rolled over. So this one is commercial, like a lot of commercial in office in Manhattan. Sorry, so a real sector that's on the nose. So yeah, I'll say. Okay, so the options I've got are January 2025, $35 calls. So there is plenty of time for things to turn around, but getting smoked in the short term on those options. I'll keep it on the list. Maybe I'll get another sort of opportunity at some point to add to that, or maybe I'll just lose my dough completely on this one. Anyway, let's move on. Geo, which I've sold, the last video was on that. I think that was the right move, sort of tag the 200-day moving average here. It's doing what I thought it would do. Probably just needs time to settle down now. All the hot money that's sort of been following Mike Burry's probably been leaving, so yeah, perhaps it settles down, but I don't really sort of see too much to get excited about here. Rig is going really well. I did have a big scare. It came out with earnings. Now this is, I've got to be honest, I've got to do a much better job of just being on the game and just having a bit more confidence to get after it, because that was actually, should be buying there, tag the 50-day moving average, and then bang, look at it's gone again. So I was toying, I said I had this sort of frozen rope bit of thing here, which it just can't go on forever, of course, and I was toying with, well, what do I do with it? I thought at some point this has got to pull back. It looks like the shortest sort of pullback ever. So yeah, I don't honestly know. So my options are that they're $10 January's 24s. So I'd love to see these things get a bit closer to the money. But anyway, such a strong looking chart. This one, all the fundamentals look amazing. So looking at the weekly here, so it's pushed out of this base. This pullback that it had was completely reasonable. So let's see what it does from here. Anyway, for the time being, I will stick with that trade. Next one is BTU. Sort of promises everything and sort of delivers nothing at the same time. A bit down on these options at the moment. It's doing really nothing wrong chart-wise. Again, I'd like to sort of add to this position, but it's just nothing to be excited about really at the moment. So sort of just sitting in this long-term base. You look on Twitter, sort of frustrating a lot of the people who are saying this is going to have a market cap. So sorry, it's going to have enough cash to back about 70% of the market cap by year end. So this thing's printing cash. So why isn't it going higher? Yeah, it's just the way it is sometimes. So anyway, I we'll stick with those. Hopefully, add to that at some point. EC is now. Remember, I bought that when it tagged the 50-day moving average, and sort of failed there, and then now it's looking like it's sort of getting on with it, especially after earnings. Big dividend coming up in April, so I'm hoping this thing's now going to get on with it for the next month or so as it goes into that dividend period. Everything's sort of looking all right, just taking maybe sort of longer than expected, but that's just the way things are these days. I'm going to hang on, let me just stick with the stocks I've got and go to the other ones. Luna, actually sold a few of these, so I just want to go through. I bought in one account on the 6th of January here after that BGU day, and BGUs have been kind of tough. Some work, some don't, sort of thing. So And I bought some more on another account on the 2nd of the 2nd. I think it was this day after it tagged that 50-day. Now it's been a much better buy as it turns out. And honestly, again, if I was more on the game, maybe even buying again when it retagged that 50-day moving average. Breakouts have been prone to failure a lot in this market, so I've got orders to sell more if this thing sort of powers up. Anyway, we'll see. Fundamentals look actually pretty good. Based sort of, it's a stock that sort of knows how to move. It's just been basing. Has to be fair, pushed out of this base, but let's see if that, like I say, that's breakouts have been pretty failure prone of late. But anyway, not doing too badly all the same. Just a random observation. Oil. Again, this has sort of been basing for, well, let's call it about a year to be fair. Now, 50 days now sort of turning up. I don't want to read too much into it, but everything you read, like the fundamentals are there for a much higher move, but it, just hasn't happened in the price action just yet. So maybe now's the time we'll see a bit more activity in that respect. Okay, the next sector actually I want to talk about is semis. They're all actually starting to look quite interesting now. So Mike one is, I've been doing some work on this. So a lot of the super investors own this one. Fundamentals actually look pretty attractive. Long term, as in like 2025 options aren't too bad on these semis because the implied volatility is only usually around sort of 41, sort of 42%. Got my eye on this one to buy. Now, excuse me. TS. So I want to just go through this. AMD obviously had a big sort of sell down, BGU type day. Again, so you can see what I'm saying here is a lot of these BGUs have been a bit iffy in this weak market. Anyway, actually looking pretty good now. Sort of come back to that 200-day, the 20-day, back to the low of the BGU days. So, honestly, that's probably pretty viable here. I've decided to buy another semi, which I'll come to next, because I don't want to have every stock that I'm buying have those overhead resistance. Ideally you want to actually have something closer to its 52-week high. So speaking of which, I want to just go straight to that. I've got orders to buy on semiconductor, different strike dates. I really like the look of this chart. So zooming out to the weekly, been basing. So what's that? Since the end of 2021. Would you believe? So it's just been doing absolutely nothing. Pushed out, pull back, and going back to the daily here, pull back, vomit to the 50-day moving average, got bought up instantly, and probably I really should have been buying this that day to tell you the truth. I've got orders to buy. Let's see if I get filled or not. I wouldn't mind just a bit of volatility just to get me in there. But yeah, look where it sort of has pulled back to that sort of previous resistance just nicely. So anyway, I've got orders to buy that. So like I said, this is one where it's sort of closer to the 52-week high. But let's just go through the other semis. Nvidia is a strange one, to tell you the truth. Everything I read actually looks just so overpriced, and I've probably seen all the commentary about AI sort of thrown in the reports there, but I don't see much to do there anyway, short term in terms of trade. ASML, nice looking sort of chart there. Sort of these are stage one type chart here. A nice little sort of pullback with the market sort of pulling back. Nothing crazy here. Rambus is a bit extended for me, but great looking chart nonetheless. We've gone through. Simo, new looking stage one to me. Slab, look at this. If I didn't buy on, I was going to be looking to get this one. viable gap up again, a little bit of a push before it failed, but holding that level just beautifully. So, and during you can see like a declining volume pullback there, doing everything right, really, to tell you the truth. So anyway, as a group, actually, let's just look at semis itself. Yeah, it's all looking pretty stage 1 to me. So stage 4, stage 1. No, actually, sorry, I'll take it back. It's actually moving more to stage 2, so pushed out of this sort of previous resistance here. Nice shallow sort of pullback, and yeah, I think a lot to like there. Lots to like in the fundamentals as well. Okay. Anyway, like I said, I've got an order to buy one of those in that group. PBR, good looking chart. Fundamentals just super cheap. I kind of figure, well, I've got EC, which is in a sort of Latin American exposure anyway, so I prefer to add in a semi just to round things out a bit for my holdings. Fastly, which is one of my money makers from a few years ago. Haven't bought it. Obviously, stage 1. Stage 1 for quite a while there. After just a horrific stage 4, looking like, well, it really is a stage 2, you know, until proven otherwise. Big volume signature, low volume pullback. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing does quite a lot. I've got my eye on this one. Not quite sure how I enter it. Might trade a bit fast for me these days, but anyway. And the other one is here. A huge shakeout. So imagine all those traders in that day that got completely slammed. If I didn't have the order on to buy on, I'd probably be looking to buy this one. Yeah, that real sort of vomit trade here. But you know, back to it's been sort of bought at previous resistance, so I think this one looks pretty good. Look at the fundamentals, how fast this thing's growing. So this one's definitely on my very high on my list to buy next. Okay, another one was this one. Just stick that in my trading list. Interesting chart. I've got no idea what was happening back here. Huge sales growth. I don't know. It's just a weird one. But 50 days declining, pull back to the 50-day moving average. Big sort of push off of there. I probably missed that maybe. Anyway, I'm just going to keep an eye on that. Sort of has the look. We've been looking. So it went from $9 to 20 very quickly a little while ago. So it's sort of similar here. It's a stock that definitely knows how to move. So I'm not sure I'd be putting a big allocation to that one, but anyway, I'll keep an eye on it. So just to go through my trading list, I'm just going to go to some names here. I'll still got Geo there. Rig, I own BTU, I've owned DO, tiny position, but I can't claim any claim on that. EC, I've got Cloudflare, Tesla, more for just shits and giggles, to tell you the truth. AI, Elon Musk, funnily enough, made a comment. I said I used to be into crypto, but now I'm into AI, and I kind of the sarcasm was well noted there that you could see AI just being all the shit spinners start coming out about what whatever company can do. Look at the volumes that have increased here. It's sort of pushed into stage 2. Like a 33% move on one day. It's just gigantic. Anyway, MU gone through PBR. Crocs made really good money on this one previously. Yeah, I don't know. Probably not quite as exciting as some of the others. On Crazy, we'll go through another day. Fastly, Sirius, which is sort of in the semi space, I think. Nice looking chart. BGUs that have held that so far. Sim, we've been through. AMD, we've been through. So, yeah, interesting list there. So there's 19. I'm trying to get that to a maximum of 15. In fact, I'll just even take Tesla off. So yeah, pretty happy with that list. Funnily enough, there's a real weird mixture of old school drilling, Latin America oil, and semiconductors. But that fits my theme of trying to stick with either true market leader, true momentum stuff, like in this case that would be semis, or extreme deep value, for example, rig. So my trading list is actually consistent with what I've been saying. Anyway, let's see how all this goes.